Hi guys, welcome to one more video from Optionables. I'm Sujit. In today's video, we'll be learning one more interesting topic. So the topic for today's video will be the mistakes what we had done in our initial stages of our trading. So because everyone is not perfect in the beginning, and I'm not telling that we are perfect now, we still make mistakes, but we try to learn from those. So in today's video, the whole motto of today's video is to learn from others' mistake, because we can't afford to make the same mistakes what I have done or what Saket have done. Because if you can learn from our mistakes, so you can try to implement or try to incorporate those techniques what you can do it, and you can try to be better than us. So that's the whole motto of this video. Try to learn from the mistake of others and other traders. So that's the whole idea. And if you're liking the content of this channel, please do hit the like button and please subscribe. And before moving forward, I would like to thank all of you for your tremendous support. And please drop in the comment section what are the other topics we need to cover and will be coming up with. So the first and foremost mistake what everyone does in their initial trading career is taking calls. They rely on others to make money. So even we have done it. We had also paid few of them, telling that okay, give us calls, we'll be paying you per month this much, because our whole idea back then will be somewhere something like, oh, if I pay them somewhere around this much, I can, if the calls goes right, I can recover whole my amount and I can be profitable. But the reality is something else. So we realized that later, and we stopped it. So the first and foremost mistake what we did was to rely on others for taking calls and not doing our own analysis or not doing our own research. So this everyone would have done it. So what I'm trying to tell here is, before taking any trade, do your own research what you are trading. So because having data will give you much more confidence to trade. And once you start to analyze why you are taking this trade, the whole idea behind the trade, you will start to be better and better in the upcoming days. So that's the foremost and the first and the important mistake what we have also done. I think most of you would have done it. So I have also given the solution what you can do before and taking any trades. Do little bit of analysis so that you can understand it much better. And moving on to the second mistake what we had done, and the second mistake what we had done was position sizing. So in initial trading career, we try to be greedy, right? We are greedy. All people, we were greedy back then, because back then we was at somewhere around 20 and 1920, and we were like, okay, yeah, if I make 100% return today by buying option, I can keep doubling my money. So that's the whole idea. That was the whole idea behind that, and because of that greediness, we used to oversize our position. We used to shoot our position so much that slight movement, we had never thought of risk. Slight movement in the markets would give us good position. 1 or 2 days it would work, but third day even we have taken a hit. So that's the whole idea: over position sizing and over trading. So once you start to size your position, you will have conviction to hold on to any position whatever you are taking. So that's the reason what we try to do now is we try to make sure our position sizing is right. So once our position sizing is right, we'll be able to take in any trade. For example, we I think in the month of March or February, we had taken a trade. So this is our own example. I'm trying to extrapolate. So regarding the position sizing. So when we had taken a trade, we had taken 36,000 short straddle in the month of February. So after the budget, when market moved significantly higher, we had taken 36,000 short straddle, and we thought that market will move higher, and that's the reason we had taken, when market was somewhere around 35,800 or something, we had taken 36,000 short straddle. So what we did, our view terribly went wrong. Market fell from 35,000, 35,500 to 30,000 or 31,000. So what we did back then was we had very little position in that, and we had the conviction to hold. Our position size was somewhere for 1 crore of capital. We had somewhere around 250 quantities of Bank Nifty that hardly consumed somewhere around 5 to 10 lakhs. 10 lots means it will be taking somewhere, if it is a short straddle, you need an NRML margin of somewhere around 90,000. So it will be somewhere around 10 lakhs. So our overall margin was somewhere around 10% of our total capital. So what we did was we had a conviction to hold, because sooner or later down the lane of 3 to 4 months we knew that markets would eventually come back to 35,000 levels. So what we did was we never squared off the put position of that. So we kept shorting the calls. So by doing this, what we achieved was, we when markets came back to the same level of 35,000 or 35,500, we ended with good profits. But what I'm trying to tell is, make sure your position size is correct, so that you are not out of the market and you won't take hasty decisions. Once your position size is right, you will have better decision making skills and you will be in the game. So you won't move out of the game, or you won't move out of the markets, because wrong position sizing can blow the accounts, which we have also done it. So that's what I try to teach, or I try to tell others. Have right position sizing so that you can stay in the game as long as possible. It's not about making money, it's about realizing that protecting your capital is the important part. So I have seen many people telling that this is the capital protection is the major part. Back then we never realized that is the case, but once we gone through the same scenarios, that's when we realized that capital protection is everything. That's the reason now also we don't risk more than 2% of our capital in a trade. So that's the main thing what we had done. Over position sizing was one of the mistake what even we had done. So now what we try to do is we try to keep our position comfortable. If we have to have conviction to any positions whatever we take. So that's the mistake what we most of us do. We try you can achieve like this. You can overcome over position sizing by having a plan. So that's the second mistake what we did. And the next mistake what most of us do is we have inconsistency and we lack discipline in whatever we do. So this, back then we never thought this was so much of importance, and we never gave it so much of importance. And why? Because from our childhood our parents tell that be disciplined enough, but we never listen to them. But markets are such a beautiful thing, they teach us everything. So this is the most important mistake even we have done. We try to not do it, because we have realized that if we have a strategy and follow it disciplinedly and we try to achieve consistent returns, so it will give us little bit better edge over others. So that's what we realized. And back then we never had consistency, we never had discipline. So what we used to do, for an example, if a trade, let us say option buying trade, if it works today and tomorrow also we expect it to work, and we expect it to work each and every day. So what we do is every day we put in that trade, and second day or third day or fourth day, if it doesn't work, then we tell that this strategy doesn't work, it doesn't have anything in it, it doesn't work, and we try to skip to other strategy. So what happens when you keep skipping, or when you keep jumping into other strategy or other trades, whatever you feel it is right. So what happens is, when there is a negative phase, we have been there, but when it's in the positive phase, when it's giving good result, we are not there to enjoy it. So that's what we realized it. How we realized is through the data or backtesting what we do now. So once we analyze that, okay, every strategy has drawdowns, every strategy has pros and cons. So that's when we realize that there is no strategy which gives you 100% profit each and every time. So the probability of profit can be somewhere around 50 to 70%, and risk to reward will be good. So if that is the case, then you can take little bit better bets, and that is how you can be consistent enough and disciplined. So any strategy whatever we try to do, we try to stick on to it for at least 3 to 6 months to enjoy its fruits, because we know any strategy we take, it will have drawdowns. We will get drawdowns, or we'll get negative impact also. But when you get negative impact, then the probability of it turning out to be green in the upcoming days is higher. So what we try to do is we try to stick on to the trade plan whatever we have done, and we try to restrict our losses. So once you are in the game, as I told you with the position sizing, you can stay long enough to enjoy the fruits of a strategy. So that's what we do, and that's what we try to achieve also. And in the consistency in the returns, we try to achieve somewhere around 3 to 4%. Initial stages, we thought for 3 to 4% in a month, why to come to stock market? Because if you are coming to stock market, you are risking more, so you need more returns. But coming down the lane, after all our experience, we realized that stock market is a place like any other business. So if you think in a business perspective, in a year 30 to 40% growth is amazing. So if you are consistent enough in compounding that 30 to 40% in a year on a 10-year time frame, you will have decent amount of money. But for that, we need to have a lot of discipline and a lot of consistency. So that's when we realized that making money is the second part, but protecting capital is the first part, and staying in the game is the important part. So that's why we try to be consistent, and we try to achieve small returns over a period of time. I'm sure that you have seen in all our videos telling that we our monthly achievement target is somewhere around 3 to 4%, not more than that. So if we achieve, well and good, but if we don't, we are at least on the way to be better than previous day. So that's what we try to do. And the fourth most important part is the revenge trading. I hope this word revenge trading, everyone have done it. I have done it. Saket has done it. You would have done it. Why? Because this is our psychology. Revenge trading is something wherein you don't want to accept the loss. So that's what even I have done. I'm pretty sure most of you have done it. But how to overcome it? What is revenge trading? Basically, you take a trade, you over position size, you don't want to accept the loss because you are scared of losing. So you take in another trade and expose your capital to much more risk, and you keep doing it. And if you had lost 3% of your capital, by the end of the day, by revenge trading, sometimes you will be losing even 5 to 6% of your capital, or 7% of your capital also, by sometimes even more. We have also faced it. But once or twice we realized that there's something what we have to do, because trading is a game wherein you train your mind to be calm in each and every situation. So if you train your mind to be calm in each and every situation, that's when you won't take hasty decision. Once you stop taking hasty decision and interrupting the trades, your trading journey will be much better. I hope so. This most of you can relate, because everyone would have done it. I have done it. So this is the case with respect to everyone. You can overcome it by having a trade plan. So what is the exit? Because everyone can enter a trade, anyone can enter a trade, but exiting is the hardest part. So exiting, have a plan. That means that never risk more than 3 to 4% or 2 to 3% of your total capital in a single trade. So if you start to practice this, you'll be much better, and you will try to be better than yesterday. So once you practice this, I'm pretty sure that you will get confidence to trade, because that's what even we try to follow. We try to not take any revenge trades. If we are not comfortable keeping any position, we just exit off those positions, so that we have tomorrow, right? So if you come back tomorrow, you can trade much better. That's the mistake what everyone does, and this is how you can overcome it. Have a trade plan or the exit plan. And the fifth most important mistake what we have done in our trading journey is not placing a stop loss. So I'll give you an example. This I'm pretty sure most of you have done it, because sometimes in the market, when it's a V shape or trending day, wherever you place it stop loss, it will get hit, and you feel that I don't have to keep stop loss. But sometimes it will save you a lot. I'll give you our own example how we messed up when we hadn't kept stop loss. So in the COVID time, as you have seen the COVID fall, I don't remember which day, but Bank Nifty had opened 3% lower. That was on expiry day. Bank Nifty had opened somewhere around 3% lower, and we thought, okay, if it has already opened so down, we don't think so it will go further down. And we had gone very far, and we had shorted options. We had taken strangles without stop losses. We had shorted 20 or 30 rupees options, and we hadn't kept stop losses. So Bank Nifty that day fell more than 10%, and whatever shorted options we had closed it somewhere around 300 or 200 to 300. So that day we risked more than 10% or 12% of our capital, and we had actually lost it. So that's when we realized that exit plan and your stop losses is much more important. Even if it hits, if it triggers, that's fine, because you will get a day. Because that day, if we had saved that, then our returns would be even higher, even better. Because 1 year complete trading, profitable trading, was in that one day, it was little bit of disaster for us. So we realized that, because once you take that big hit, what happens is you get scared to trade next day, because trading psychology comes into picture, your psychology, your mind comes into picture. Because if that thing happens, then you can't control your emotion. So even we have felt that, we know how it feels. And slowly, even we overcome those fear in next 1 or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So now we realize that if we had kept a stop loss that day, we would have saved a lot, we would have saved a lot, and we would have done it. But that's the expensive lesson what we learn from markets. So market is, it will teach you everything. So these are the top 5 mistakes even what we have done, and these are the top 5 reasons what we try to tell people and give, try to teach them. So this is what is all about this video. So the mistakes what we generally do, the top 5 mistakes will be, I'll repeat it. The top 5 mistakes what all of us do is: number one, rely on others for calls; second one, lack of discipline and consistency; number three, wrong position sizing; number four, no stop loss; number five, revenge trading. So these are the 5 mistakes what everyone does. If you have also done it, please try to overcome those and try to implement in your trading, so that you can be better than yesterday. Try to be better than yesterday, that is sufficient. And what we try to do is the same thing. And if you have liked the content, and if you have liked this video, please share it with all the new traders, so that they'll get to know the experience, or they'll get to know the common mistakes what we all do, and they can try not to do it. So that is what I would like to tell. So if you are liking the content, please hit the like button and share it with all your fellow traders, or all your stock market aspirants. Thank you.